Howdy everybody, this is Rick Koppel. Not only screw guys, like not the mama type thing, but yeah. I've I hear some. So anyway, I need to check my sound, make sure I'm live. Yeah, I am. I can hear myself. So anyway, we have a good show for you today, I think. Better than last week's, because last week's was a bummer. I wasn't able to install an Arco Linux on my machine. That's the part one, but you can't find part one because part one was a bummer. It was a total blowout. I figured out what the problem was, and you'll learn about that today as we get started on our clinics. But before I get started on that, I wanted to talk about my semi-big news, or as Steve says, my semi-big shrimp news. It's like jumbo shrimp, my jumbo shrimp news. So, any rate, we'll talk about that in a minute. I think I may wait until some people get in here before I do that, or see if anybody shows up. I'll always watch them. Yeah, if you watch this in the retrospect, I'll put up front for you. But I wanted to wait a little bit, so before we do that, at least have Steve on here or somebody else maybe. If the party gets going, that's part of the news I want to talk about actually. So anyway, I have my coffee cup today, which is, oh, well, yeah, let's see, bought this back in May for my anniversary trip to Estes Park, which I bought this just recently because I was on vacation, so to speak, and we went to Estes Park again. Liked it there so much. Let me turn it down, maybe I'm getting so good there. Anyway, so we got, yeah, so we got interesting stuff here. And I wanted to wait till somebody showed up so I could tell big news to somebody. Semi big news, I'd put it. But they can watch this in retrospect, I guess. Or I can summarize it for anybody later on in the show that didn't get in one came specifically to hear the big news. So, what happened is, I give you the full rundown on this, okay? So I used to have this show, a live show on, first I had on Sunday afternoon, because that's when I think all my family was gone most of the day on Sunday, so well, that'd be a good day to have it. So I set it for Sunday and then did it a couple of times, I think, there. Then I decided to move it to Wednesday because of being kind of crowded. I didn't want too many shows happening on Sunday, I think. So I moved it over to Wednesday evening, and I had the yeah, so I had Wednesday evening. That worked out pretty well actually for a while because my family was gone on Wednesday evenings. They worked evening shifts at Sam's Club. And so I was here and then I developed a little following, people that showed up fairly regularly over there. And so anyway, yeah, that's what we did. So then my big news is that, but the big news was not this big news, but the previous big news was that I had to move it because my family shifted jobs and changed jobs, that kind of thing, so that they had to come. They were here on Wednesday evenings, which I probably could have got away with, being it's just them two, my wife, and my son here. They could have been quiet, but I kind of hated to spend time doing this when my wife's in the other room and I want to be with her. So anyway, I decided it's time to shift it to a new time zone. And that's why I shifted. Ended up on Saturday mornings. what his current time zone is. And yeah, so that seems to work out basically, but still I've lost most of my following either because of shifting time zones where time they couldn't be here because of work and things like that. Yeah, a lot of people still work on Saturdays apparently, and or they just lost interest in it or whatever. I'm not sure all the situations is involved in that, but at any rate, I decided this morning actually that I'm going to do something different with this live stream. I'm going to put it on suspensions for the time being till I get it ramped up to where I can do maybe more interview type things. I've used to do interviews on a podcast back in the day on radio, ReaganRadio.com. You can go there and check out some of those. That was back when my voice was a lot better too. So I read stories and space opera stories basically is what it involves. But yeah, I used to do interviews of authors back then. So I thought maybe it'd be good to do interviews. I know they had an interview situation in the Linux Saloon. Somebody did interviews for the members there, so I thought maybe I might pick up that or something like that. It's been a while since anybody's done that, so yeah, I want to learn more about the people that are on our Linux Saloon, those kind of things. So I thought maybe I might do that, but I got to ramp it up. I got to get some people scheduled to do it, that kind of thing. And plus, this is a busy season for everything going on, so it'd be kind of nice to have a break between for the next November and December. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do anything though. No, I'm going to still try to upload videos of distro reviews, but I'm going to upload those, edit, upload, because that's more better format I think for distro reviews and doing it live. Live's a nice option, but some advantages to that, and then you can get sometimes you can get the the devs for the distro onto your show. And I really tried to do that safe. I didn't like go out and peg except for one person, Ben. I think I pegged him. He said sure, so he was here for that. But other than that, I think uh, most of my situation was with most of them just showed up. So like, hey, we're here. Some of them were willing to come on to Zoom with me, that kind of thing. So no Zoom today though. We're doing it all OBS. Yeah. Aside from my video capture camera, but I'm filtering that through OBS too. So yeah. So today's all OBS, and so that's my semi big news. I'm gonna plan on doing something different with this live stream than what I'm doing currently. I'm gonna go back to uploading my distro reviews and those kind of things. Just upload videos. I think that works better for those anyway. Edit those down side so they're not so long. So means difference between 30 to 40 minutes to an hour or 2 hours shows. So yeah. So that's the big semi big shrimp news I had for you. Triple shrimp news. So yeah. So anyway, we're gonna get started with Arco here. And we're gonna go check out the website first before we get moving. So we'll go over here. And there, I think you should be seeing the Arco Linux website by now. Now, this is a different situation with Arco Linux because most of the things are fairly easy to locate what you need and that kind of thing. This has a lot more information on it. As you can see, it's a little busier website than what you might be used to. Some people have trouble finding what they want to download on this. So, yeah. So what you have to do is you have to go up here to downloads. Now this has a lot of information. You can read through these two articles here. It says, please read following essential posts. Tells you information about it and that kind of thing. And learning path, you have download. You've done our tell also you can install virtual machine or SSD. So it goes on from there. Start here, work your way down the menu. Use search for listing page to look for specific items. Simply explore the website. Which you can do in your own time because there's so much here that'd take forever to go through all this now. But anyway, downloads. And then you come down here and you have these ISOs. You have three different mirrors you can choose to download your ISOs from. Also download through torrents down here. You know how to do that and familiar with that, you can do it that way. And this is more info down here. Now this down here is kind of not clear what to download. Click here. Okay, that's interesting. I hadn't noticed that before. Anyway, the Arco Linux Qtile is XFCE4, all pre-installed software. So this is a large one. As XL as an extra large, it says. So yeah, so that one I think, I'm not sure, I'm not mistaken, I think a lot of you have the choice of desktops or other things on here. But you select them or you can select the version of them you want. So like if I go down here and select these, you see all these different desktop programs and installs on here. Firefox, all these list out the different programs it installs. Desktop, so I think this installs SFC4, but I don't know if it goes any further than that. I mean, some of these will have a like where you have a select an ISO for a specific desktop. Others of them you install it on the fly when you get into the there. Like there's no software pre-installed. Just basically means you have to select it all, everything you want. So it depends on your use case. What you want. Do you want situation where you just want something that works out of the box and you want it to load up and go? Probably want this one right here. X Linux L for large. It installs all software on it automatically, and it installs XFCE desktop on it automatically, which is a decent desktop. And then if you want to select it though on the road, you select this one here. It's S is an extra small Arco Linux S, and it will download and yeah, as you run through the Calamar installer, it'll select different things you can choose. Same thing with this one, Arco Linux Qtile over here. No desktop, no service. Doesn't mean there isn't a desktop you can select. You select your desktop on the fly in Calamaris installer. So that's another issue there. And then you have this minimal software pre-installed. So this is like a minimal software installed. And this one I know you select the specific ISO of the desktop you want to install type thing. So if you want to install several window managers, try them all out, then you probably want something like this or maybe this. I'm not sure about this one, but I know Arco Linux Qtile installs whatever you want on it. We'll go through that today. That's the one I download is Arco Linux Qtile. So go back up here to the top and you just click D and you go. Now see, I'm curious what this one has on it. Yeah. Okay. Arco Linux S. Oops. Well, hey, this is weird. I have myself into a weird spot here. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Qtile doesn't Vince use Infantile? Vince and Larry, you're here. Hey, good to see y'all too, Larry and Steve. And doesn't Vince use Infantile? I don't know. Probably. Anyway, I'm using this. I'm downloading, trying to get out of this because I didn't intend to download anything. But it seems weird. Okay, so okay, apparently it's locked up or something here. It figures, huh? Something's gotta go wrong with this situation. I click save. And my parky fingers just went wacko on this thing. Apparently. Alright, I guess I'll have to shut this down for a moment. I'll come back with you in a minute, alright? Alrighty. Anyway, Arco Linux Qtile is what I downloaded. And Arco Linux Qtile is what I downloaded. And I got a lock up on my browser there, so it's not working right. So there you go. But browser isn't the key part of this, is it? No. I get this out of the way here. What's this? To find more about Arco Linux. It's probably waiting when you click on this, probably. Let's go back and see if that's working now. Yeah, okay, now I'm back. Yeah. So anyway, I'll just show you how I downloaded. Download Arco Linux Qtile, obviously. And I had to put it on my Ventoy stick and it's ready to go on the other machine. So we'll go here. I don't have to kill out of this at least. Let's see now. Alright. Now we got that cooking. And we'll go right over to Arco Linux. Why don't we do that? Qtile version. Okay, we're going to install D because it allows you to choose multiple windows. Multiple windows? That's what I meant. Multiple desktops, and window managers, that kind of thing. Alright, so now you should see my Ventoy situation over here. And Arco Linux Qtile's right there, so we'll just hit enter and it starts the process going. Now, one of the things I figured out on this Arco Linux situation is that yeah, I had problems installing it last time, which is one of the reasons why I killed out of it. But I put it private, so nobody had to torture themselves by watching me try to install it twice and sit there and not run. Anyway, so I I figured out what our problem was, and I figured out what I needed to do. And what I needed to do was, this you'll see it when it pops up here in the live version of it, the live thing desktop. But I started out with the with wake up Rick. I started out with the oh yeah, the Qtile version. Pretty flower, huh? Hopefully Peter, sorry Peter if you're watching this or want to watch it or whatever. It's not my choice of a live environment, so just look away, look away. Anyway, yeah, so you notice here it has run G parted, and it says up there it says up there, let's see where, oh yeah, that mouse is up there. Get the right mouse and keyboard cooking here. Alright, so yeah, run gpart right here. It says we advise to clean the computer with gpart before installing. So yeah, that's part of the problem was when it's overriding, you click override and install the Arco Linux, like fresh install. Yeah, when it's overriding another distro, it seemed to work okay. It seemed to install and everything worked fine. But if you try to install it over a previous Arco Linux install, which is what's on this machine right now, it's previous Arco Linux install I did when I was testing, making sure I could run this thing again, hopefully. Pray. That I have to run gparted and clean out the previous installation of Arco Linux. Otherwise, I had problems with the display manager not loading up and not wanting to work, or it didn't even install in some cases. Hi, Joseph. How you doing? So Joseph says I've been a KD guy, but recently found that GNOME is more suitable for my display setup. Cool. Well, you may convert you over to window managers yet, Joseph. I'm sure you probably tried them before, though. So anyway, that's what we're going to do now. We're going to run gpart. It's pretty simple. What you need to do, there's two ways you can delete out your stuff. And what you can do is you can either go up here to device and create a new partition table. That'll automatically wipe out everything on the disk. Do that. Or you can go to partitions and delete them out, but you have to click on them first. So, like you click on that one, right click on it, and you hit delete. Click on that, right click on it, hit delete. Right click on it, hit delete. Okay, so now you have an unallocated space on this disk. Now you can use that if you wanted to set up another system. You could set it up manually that way, but we're just gonna leave it this way. So then you hit over here, and once you hit this, it applies all operations that you told it you wanted to do. So yeah, so you click that, and it says, "Are you sure you want to apply the pending operations?" Yep, we do. So apply. Now clean out the disk. So there's nothing on this disk that's going to conflict with whatever Arco Linux tried to do initially. And hopefully it doesn't prove me wrong, but it should load up all the display managers and everything we install, all that kind of stuff. Without any problems. Also, we need to connect ourselves to the internet apparently. So that's another thing we need to do. Goes on departed. And click Available networks. This. Okay. Now we type in password for my router. Hopefully I did it actually. And it's working on it. Hey, we got it. So you guys notice it's changed down here to this little thing. That means it's got the power and it's connected to my internet router. So now that should work. Now, another thing you can do is you can update your Arco Linux mirrors if you want things to go maybe a little faster. So we'll do that real quick too. So update your mirror list. This may take some time. Please wait, but it doesn't take too long for this part of it. It's already done, so it's done. So we've done those two things. Now you want to go to advanced installation if you want all the advanced stuff we're going to talk about. So we'll go there. We'll start the installation. Okay. Next. Okay, now the first thing you notice, all the stuff is going to install, all the stuff here. All this theming, graphics, and stuff that you have choices which one to install. So this is probably the most interesting part of the whole installation is these choices. Now it says Linux kernel installed by default, so you don't have to worry about it. You can select this or not select it if you want, so it doesn't matter. It'll install this kernel anyway. You also have long-term support kernels, hardened kernels, Zen kernels, X1 kernel, Linux X1 Edge kernel, Linux X1 long-term support kernel, and Intel code and AMD code. Now this is Intel machine, so I'm going to click Intel U code. Help it process things better, hopefully. Click next. Okay, now I'm going to install this video Intel 2. Probably helps you when watching videos and that kind of thing. So, and also I'll install this since, no, not that. I don't have any, yeah. I have AMD machine over here, but not here, or there. So it's all Intel otherwise. So, yeah, so that's all so good. Now, Bluetooth support, if you need Bluetooth, this machine doesn't necessarily have Bluetooth on, so I'm not going to select that. Laptop support, it's not a laptop, it's a desktop. Network discovery, yeah, you can select that if you want to support for network discovery, enable services. Might test that out and see what that's like. Printing support, Samba, sound. Okay, probably I'll select one of these, sound, pulse audio, pop wire. Try out pop wire and see what it looks like from there. And then next, log manager. Now you need to select one of these. If you don't select one, it won't install anything, right? So, yeah. Hi, Savon, how it goes? Yeah, Joe says, I think the guy who made Gecko Linux and Spiral Linux should make an Arch respin using the same philosophy. Yeah, well, yeah, probably could be a good idea. If he's listening or watches this at some point, maybe he'll take your suggestion to heart. Yeah, I don't know how many respins he wants to be in charge of, but he'll only do so much, I guess. Anyway, so you want to select one of these display managers, otherwise you'll have a problem because you'll have to manually install it, because all you'll come up with then is just the console. Hopefully it's installed and everything goes correct on it. So now here we have all these desktops you can select from. You do GNOME, you can do Plasma, you can do LXQT, you can do Deepin, Qfish, I think that's more Cinnamon, Bungie. Yeah, it's got a good selection of desktops you can choose from, XFC. So yeah, you got all these, most of these are window managers. OpenBox is a free, is a Qtile, those one we're specifically want to do today. So we'll install that one. That's a window manager. which is specifically made for tiling dynamic tiling window managers, which means it dynamically tiles all your windows. Yeah, and I probably need to explain once we get going here what the difference is between window manager and desktop, but we'll go ahead and move on for now. And here you have Arco Linux meta packages. So Arco Linux Meta Fun, Log, Samba, Themes, AMD, Intel. I'll select this just for the fun of it and see what it is. And Wine, Utilities, Applications. All these selections here. Team Viewer, X Lunch, whatever that is. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah. So you got all this Arco theming and all that kind of stuff. There's all sorts of Arco Linux themings, wallpapers. Now these I think I'm wanting to get down. Let's see. Choose wallpaper. With candy wallpapers. Dual wallpapers. See what those are, SD themes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think you're right. I haven't seen it either, Joseph. Joseph says I have yet to see a Debian-based distro use PyPar by default. Yeah, it's kind of strange in that regard, but I think you're right. Maybe Debian isn't set up for PyPar yet, so I don't know. You can get in maybe in the the testing repository because I know you can get the GNOME 43 Wayland, I think, on there, but I don't know about PyPar off the top of my head. Off the top of my head. So yeah, you got all these. We're gonna install these because otherwise it'd take forever to load up and install everything. So we're gonna be minimal in what we select. There's communication software you can choose. Yeah, if you want to Signal or Slack or Teams or Telegram or TweetDeck or so on and so forth, all these different things you can choose. Zoom, and you can connect remotely with one of these things. We're not going to choose any of those right now. Yeah, most of the stuff you can add later on if you want to, so you don't have to have it right now. So anyway, we have our Dio Bluefish, this development stuff, basically coding, people that code a lot, Guinea plugins, Glade, so on and so forth, all these different leaf pad. So have different levels of text editors and such there. I'm going to select, see what it installs out of the box. I think it installs, since it uses XFC, I think it installs the GNOME terminal and or XFC terminal, but the GNOME text editor, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll find out when we. Here's your Office stuff. So yeah, you got all your options there pretty much. All that you want to install. I'm not going to install any of those. I'm not going to use this to write anything. I'll use a text editor. And here's fonts. So you got all these fonts you can choose. Since so many things you can use Awesome, I'll install Awesome one fonts there. Next. Audio software. I'm not going to install any of this because I'm just using this for testing basically. Video software, celluloid, which is one I tend to use. But you can also have your options of open shot, OBS, all these different things you can use for video softwares and recordings and stuff like that. So I'm using OBS right now, haha. And so you got all those. Here you got your browsers. I always install LibreWolf if I have an option. So It's one of the few distros I've seen that actually have LibreWolf as an option to install the browsers. But you got your Qt browser if you're a Qt fan or whatever. Vivaldi if you want to use that. Google Chrome, Firefox, Falcon, Chromium, and Brave. So you have all those options. Downloaders, cloud software, mail clients. Yeah, these themes, yeah, it's kind of a lot of stuff you can install on this kind of thing in it. So let's see, let's do Arco Suite Mars get theme. Icons, cursors, got all the stuff here. Saudi icons, Saudi icons. Yeah, so that's a long list of icons and themes and stuff you can install in your package. I think we're getting close to the end of it though. Here's your graphics. Blender, Darktable, Diagram, GIMP, Inkscape, and Krita, which I use Inkscape and Krita mostly for my channel and everything. So, gaming. Yeah, you can set games on here. You can install, what's that name of that? Steam. You can install in Steam, Lutris. I think you can install other one. Game utilities, all it's down here, I think. There's Lutris. Steam Hero Game Launcher. You have some games on there you want. So you got all this replace all through Steam Buddy, Steam Tweaks, Rare, Proton, all that stuff. If you're a gaming person, you're like that, I guess. And terminals. Now I installed Alacrity by default, I think. I selected just in case it doesn't. Also like Kitty, so I could install Kitty on there. But Alacrity is as good as Kitty, pretty much. They're both pretty equal in speed and stuff like that. Okay. Joseph says, if Google eventually kills off ad blocking, I'm switching to Firefox. Yeah, LibreOffice is LibreWolf is pretty good option for that too. I actually like it better because it really kind of privatizes more stuff, I think. But I know Brave is supposed to be good for ad blocking too. I used to use it regularly, but now I use LibreWolf instead. So there's only been one or two times where I've needed to go to Firefox or Chromium or something like that in order to get in order to activate something on a website. But yeah, it usually works most of the things. So there you got all these termite, telex, Killa, Tmux, Vim runtime, all these different things you can use. Vim is more of a text editor than it is a. Not sure what that's doing there in under terminals, but maybe because it's used in terminals. Like I use like vim and neovim. So, and file managers, you can choose which file manager you want. I like Nemo pretty much, so I'm going to choose that one. I'll test that out and see if it works. And you got utility software and print utilities and accessibility things. And you see we're almost done. Okay, we have USB disk utilities there. You don't need any of that for this purpose. Or all that. And there's more utility software, Android, all this kind of stuff. We're not going to mess with this stuff. The only thing you might be interested in installing it all if I was going to use it on a regular basis would be time shift. So, yeah. And you have these accessories: cheese, G calculator, G pick, flame shot, all those different things. You can install nitrogen. I think I'm going to install nitrogen just because I like it, use it better than what they have in here. See, it takes a long time to go through all these things, doesn't it? So, yeah, and Conky. I'm just gonna, wouldn't normally pick Conky in this, but I'm gonna show it to you so you can see what it looks like. Because it does automatically by default use Conky if it's there. If you don't want it, you just don't install it. Or I can show you later how to disable it in the files, in the config files and stuff. Password managers, privacy browsers, VirtualBox Linux kernel, and ZSH was a different Bash-like programming thing, similar to Bash but not quite. It's different. So we got that. Here's your Arco devs. Yeah, you got Firefox, FlameShot, GitHub, Meld, Scrot, Simple Screen Recorder, all this kind of thing. Telegram, Thunar. Yeah, I didn't look to see if I'm pretty sure, but it would be there. But I didn't look to make sure that that Discord was available to be installed. Pretty sure it is. Now we get to back to normal, regular Arco Linux Calamaris installer section, which is location, and it's selected to correct Denver is where I'm at, Mountain Time Zone, and it's got that correct. So I hit next, and here's where you erase the disk. Now this is, like I said, when you select your swap here, swap from hibernation. With no hibernation. You can select Btrfs here. I'm going to do is test it out. I'm being risky a bit, but hopefully this installs and everything works like it should, but you never know. Can't guarantee these things apparently. So yeah, so once you get to this part, and then it goes here, you enter your full name. And username would be just Rick, and this is my Dell Optiplex, so Dello. And enter password. Okay, you're going to log in on Mac, but we do want to use the same password for administrator account. And away we go. Here's your summary of everything it's going to do to your system. This is the only thing that doesn't list all software is told to install on it, but it knows. And hit install, I think it doesn't ask you if you want to continue on. So when you hit install, I think it goes right into the installation process. And that's it, pretty much. So now we just have to wait for it to install everything we told it to install. Hopefully it'll work this time. Pray. So we got over here. Yeah. That's wrong. Now, for those of you who came in later, wonder what big news is I was talking about? I'll give you a quick rundown of what I was talking about. I said at the beginning of the show, but of course everybody's out of pocket then. I don't think very many people here at the very beginning, but anyway. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what to do with my feed and my live stream, that kind of thing. And I think I've decided to return the distro reviews back to upload videos. Not have them on streams any longer. What I think I'm going to do with the stream is that I'm going to interview people. Yeah, so yeah, I need to figure out who to interview and that kind of thing. But I know there used to be somebody that interviewed people on their Big Daddy Linux back when it was called that, and nobody's hadn't done anything with that for a long time, I think, and so maybe I could do that. That might be more productive and more supportive, more of a. It's probably be more of a stream that would be interesting to people and that kind of thing, especially those on Linux Saloon. But other people probably enjoy it as well, I think. So I I I think but I'm gonna have to have a wind up process for this because I everything lined up, figure out how I'm gonna display everything, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna take a breather on the live streams for November and December at least. Then hopefully in January I'll be able to kick it off with a show with my son, who's going to be in town, probably around Christmas time, and probably use him for some other shows and stuff like that. But I might have him on my first live stream and interview him. So yeah, he's in San Antonio and he's got computer science type. He's taking computer science. He's almost finished. He's going to graduate in this coming May. So yeah, it's going to be fun, interesting, and a lot of fun, I hope. So anyway, I need to find hopefully the best time for this. I don't know if this is the right time slot for that, but I know most people will enjoy watching that more than watch me sit around here and flail around and try to figure out. I mean, I think the live stream is a nice way to do some. I mean, it has advantages as far as other things, but it's also, I think the main thing I like about it is I haven't had to edit much, but yeah, so I can do the uploads and that kind of thing. It also condenses down the amount of time. A lot of people will look at a 30 or 40-minute video about a distro, but they don't want to look at a 2-hour video about a distro usually, unless they find it really intriguing and interesting. And unfortunately, I can't do that part of it because some parts of installing, like this part here, is just boring to look at live actually happening. You can cut this out in a regular uploaded video. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So hi Ben, how's it going? Good to have you here. Join the fun. Joseph Delano, Linux live streams are becoming extinct, really. And Steve says live streaming is a lot of work. Yeah. And Ben says, hey, Steve and Joseph. Hello, Ben. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing on that regard is just to have a, yeah. I mean, live streams are easier in the sense that you don't have to, yeah, but you have a lot of problems and it's live. So you can't just junk it and redo it and upload it. That type of thing is so easy. So, yeah. So I think for distro review formats, upload videos probably be better for me, especially since I tend to get into problems and get in the weeds on things like that sometimes. Like last week. Last week, for those of you who weren't going to be in video, last week I had part one of my Arco Linux install, and basically I've tried to install it twice and failed because it had this problem. I figured out how to get past it, hopefully. Cross my fingers. It might prove me wrong when we get to the part where you log into the display manager didn't load up because it wasn't even installed. So, yeah. Ben says he hadn't looked at Arco Linux in a long time. Yeah, Ben, somebody had been talking about uh, doing, I pretty much stopped with distro reviews. Yeah, I know. I've done them because I don't know what else to do. I'm pretty good at them basically, so I do them. But yeah, distro reviews are becoming harder and harder to do just because so many of them are the same thing pretty much. But I think there's value in showing out different distros and what they can do, what they can't do, that kind of thing, for helping people to make a decision on what they like. You know, I know some people say distros don't matter, but I sort of agree and disagree with that premise, basically. Uh, okay. 9 to 5 Lens does 2 disc reviews per day, Joseph says. Yeah. Yeah, I don't do that many. I do once a week, if that. So, yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Hopefully on the interview process, I think the live stream will be more conductive to interviews than it would be to anything else. So we'll get back on task with that maybe in January, and we'll see what happens with the live stream. Anyway, those of you who just came in, I think Ben, I don't know if you heard it, but I'm going to do a live stream sabbatical for November and December at least. And then I'll decide whether to kick it in with the interview process once I get that kicked in, cooking and all that good stuff. So we'll do that. And we'll interview people in the Linux Saloon and other people. Maybe I can get some big names like, who knows, Chris Tice Tech or DT, or that's pretty big wishing, I know, but you never know. You'd always ask. So let's see, it's installing 20 packages right now. So it's installing some software I told to select and install. And I think it's getting close. 7 packages. I'm installing 7 packages. Well, it's like watching paint dry, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Well, 2 weeks ago I had a pretty nice vacation. And so I haven't had a good stream in 2 weeks, basically. So hopefully this one works. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, so I got the hat, rest parking. I didn't buy a lot of souvenirs this time because I already been there in May and bought a bunch of stuff and a bunch of junk, that kind of thing. You know how that goes. Switch to Linux apparently killed off Linux streams. Oh, really? Why is that, Joseph? Is that the one, the guy that was doing the live? No, that was the other thing. Is tech guy. Can't remember his name now. The screen name. The guy that did the what's it called? Boy, my mind sometimes. Anyway, yeah, the guy that did the Linus T. No, it's not Linus. He did can't think what you call it for some weird reason. Anyway, he did the thing where you the setup of the I can't think what the name of that thing is. Anyway, so Yeah, anyway, he get it, and oh, it says we're all done now. Yay. The moment of truth has arrived. Will it install? Will display manager install? All that kind of stuff. So we'll find out what's going on right here. Let's see. Okay, so we hit done. And let's pray that it works as expected. Da 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 da. Okay, Arco Linux. Now load up. Load your display manager, all that good stuff. Hey there. Hey, we have it. Now I've tried Qtile Wayland on here before, but it crashed on me when I did it, so I haven't tried it since. So, but it does have Qtile Wayland. It may just be my machine, maybe some problem that it doesn't work on my machine or something. So I'll just select regular Qtile that uses X. Enter my password. And there you go. Yay, we did it. Happy, happy, happy. Okay. Tom is now traveling the country in a van. Joseph says, internet service depends on location. I see. So so one of the guys that did the switch to Linux is running around a lot. Yeah. Right, I was thinking of, not Titus J, but one of the other guys. Tekka, that's the guy I was thinking of. I think he's the one that did that, where he had the game on the system. He had some kind of a, man, I almost had it in my brain, what to call that. Raffle type thing. And anyway, he got in trouble from YouTube over that, and he got discontinued, or a lot of his videos got shut down, that kind of thing. The big spiel about it. They eventually reinstated him, that kind of thing, but not after some damage had been done. Anyway, so you have installed software, which probably takes you back to the things we just looked at on the Calamaris installer. Launch Arco Linux Qtile. Update Arco Linux mirrors. Have I already done that? Well, probably I'll do it again because it's probably installed a fresh mirror set. So this is updating our mirrors. And let me check and see. I don't know if I think, yeah, we have our Wi-Fi up, yeah. So click that, and that requires password to accomplish what we want to do here. Yeah, last week I had to install it twice at least because of problems with one time I even installed it and I had to reinstall it because my password that I set in it wasn't what I thought it was. Somehow I accidentally typed it in wrong twice. And no use Wayland by default, yeah. In certain distros, I think. And if you get standard Debian, it doesn't have Wayland in there, I don't think, but I may be wrong about that since it's been also installed Debian per se, except the lower versions of it. Anyway, yeah, some computers can handle Wayland better than others, I guess. So this desktop doesn't do that. But anyway, okay, it's done. Get release info, choose your project, core info, fast track, forums, screen resolution. If your screen resolution is weird or something, you can click that. Donate, get involved in. As beta tester, get involved in AGG, YouTube Arco Linux channel, and quit. So yeah, I'm going to deselect auto start. Now usually do some of this stuff, but I'm going to get over here so we can look at it now. I don't know if this has an updater on this. This is all the workspaces 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it looks kind of funky with all these graphics up there. So yeah, change that later on if you want to change that. Monad Tall, which is the dynamic layout manager, which is using. So like if we hit shift we hit super enter, it'll open up a terminal, Alacrity. And then if you open it up again, it'll dynamically split the screen in half. Open it again, open it again, open it again. Obviously, it just does vertical things there. And Shift Q will close out windows. Very spiffy, huh? So anyway, you got that. And now you may be wondering, how am I going to know what all these key bindings are? And I'll show you how to get to that here in just a second. So as I scoot that over there. Now you got in your config file. Oh, you gotta tap on the right thing. CD, and we gotta config. And you see all the different things. Now you'll see over here at the Qtile, right? Where did it go? Right there, Qtile. It's a directory. That's where your Qtile settings are at. So and there you have archive and Arco battery Pi, which is, yeah, these configuration files are written in Python. VigPy is the one that mostly is one you're going to use to change things, but for yeah, that's the one you want to, the directory you want to go into. You want to see your key bindings. So we'll go in there real quick. Okay. I was having this thing about this HKD. Weird spelling, so. Now there's your config file S, so we'll nano into it. Now you have all your bindings here. You see they're pretty simple basically. It's divided up according to what your key binds you. So you got super function keys. That's where those are at. If you got any of these things installed, like install Inkscape, Super F3 will bring up Inkscape. Now Rope is one that I use a good bit. I think there's another spot where I can change it down there. Super keys, plus keys, so adamant. And I'm not sure if it's down there or not, but anyway, I'll show you how you can change it if you wanted to. If you wanted to keep the same format, you'd have to move it around because there's not going to be a function key. All you have to do is go to up here to Super F. Go to end. Change that to D. That's the same thing as what generally you'd have in a D menu, but it's, in our case, it's going to bring up that. Now, you also want to check if there's super Ds used anywhere else in here. You can do that in here by clicking Control W. So if you need help with that, it's down here somewhere. I thought it was. Those change search functions. So anyway, super plus D. And that's the one it finds today. And you hit Control W again, and you hit enter. Doesn't bring up any other, it's just Super D is the only one. So that way, it doesn't conflict with other key bindings. But anyway, you can go through here, and you see Super E, it brings up Atom. Browser, of course, we know we installed that LibreWolf on there. So we need to just type LibreWolf, whoops. And Control C out of that. And LibreWolf. And that should start LibreWolf when we hit Control. Yeah, I don't like W, so I'm going to put B there. That's another. Yeah, I'm used to key bindings. Main window manager I used to use was Awesome, and Arco Linux version that has it set up so that Super B is start your browser. So I set all my key bindings Super B for browsers, and yeah, so that's down here, and you also do that. Do the check on this again. Now right there is where is. That's search function. Where is. Control W just in case you want to know why I picked that. And Utils has some configurations for Nano already set up, like the number lines over there. So Super plus B. Yeah, we know about that one. Any others? Nope, just leave Super B. That's one. So that's only Super B in there. Now, I happen to know, because I looked this before, that you can kill Clunky by just hitting Super Control C, but I think it has Super Shift B or something like that on here. Anyway, with Ropey, once you set Ropey up correctly, which we did up there, D-Run, it makes it real easy to do this. So, yeah, you can set up these key bindings this way. And you can also find out what your key bindings are this way by looking in this file. There's Super Return, and it activates Alacrity, which is what we did. And you can see it has a lot of key bindings for Super Shift Return, Thunar, it opens Thunar. Sort of like my Super E to do that though. And let's see what Super E is. Yeah, Super E is attached to Atom, so we'd so there'd be a conflict if we did that one, right? So I'll change this to Super W, since I know that's not something I'm probably not going to use. And then I can change the other one to Super E, which is what most of have. I think most so yeah, so that'll activate Thunar. Apparently it's all sooner we end up activating Nemo, so let's do Nemo and see how it works. Install Nemo. Hopefully it works. They installed it. Okay. So that's just an example of what you look through. This is a long file. It's got like lots of function keys and stuff like that. Reserved ones are at the bottom though. Ones they don't use. Anything that's commented out, they don't use. Because a lot of the window keys are in the config file itself, not in this file. All you can use some of those to do that with. See, like there's Super Q to kill Windows, but yeah, I already have it set in your to Windows navigations are done through the config file itself. So we'll save this and we'll exit out. Alright, so that's SXHKD file in the SXHKD menu there. Oh, okay, so we're at Qtile. Now we're going to take a look at the config file real quick. Let's see. Now, you don't have to be too scared by all this programming language in here, which is written in Python basically. But it says you really don't have to change much of anything in here, pretty much. But if you want to change some things, I'll show you what you can change and without too much trouble. So, yeah, say you want your things up here in the top section up here. You want them bigger. You want this bigger or something. All you have to do is you go down to let's see. Yeah, down to where it gives you font sizes basically. And there's just one number you can select it. It gives you points, so I think it's you can change it to bigger points. I think it's 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that right there. And we got shift. These are all the key bindings you can look at how you want to move your windows around, that kind of thing. You can flip layout for BSP, which is one of the layouts, I think. So, yeah, up and down uses Vim-like key binding for some of it, but you also use your up-down arrow keys you can see here. So it's for monad tall layouts. So you can go up, down, left, right. So if we shoot another window in here, yeah, so you want to go left, right, left, which is what you want to do. You just do Super Shift L, left. Okay, that didn't seem to work. So let's see if I did it right. Mod Super Shift left. Oh, Mod Super Shift left. Well, let's do Super Shift L and see if that works. No? Yeah, but it says, I don't know what to do with that. It should be the default key bindings for moving around, moving windows up or down. At any rate, and for some reason it didn't seem to work. Let's do Super Shift F. Should flip those two windows around if it's actually accurate. And it does. Now let's see if we we'll move the focus to another window. It must not be focused. Move windows up or down. Doesn't move window left or right or anything either, does it? Oh, we'll go back home so we got those. And define window to the next screen. Previous screen. Toggle floating layout. Mode. Super shift space. That's floating. Then you're back to monad tall. Pretty cool, huh? So, Yeah, and it also has spots in here where you can put in things that are always floating, windows, that kind of thing. Usually a spot in most of these display managers for, not display managers, uh, window managers for that kind of thing. Yeah, but there's a lot of lines in this coding here. Oh, here's where you get a group labels though. Now, where you notice they're selected. There's different group layouts you can do. Monad tall, web, edit, chat, image, group labels, group names. So if you wanted your label to be 1, 2, 3, 4, you'd uncomment this one. And yes, I don't have my settings in here, do I? And comment this one. And you want to comment out this, put a comment on this one. So yeah, so you got that. Now that will do the labels. It'll show 1, 2, 3, 4 once we restart and re-log in. But you can restart, but I'm just going to log out, log in just to make sure. And then you got group layouts, so they're monad tall all the way across. Let's see, you want to check out some of these other ones? These are layouts. This is the actual layout of the monad tall. You see it select the monad tall all the way across, so you can switch to free load, free thing, but you can't switch out of monad tall in that layout section. So we're going to just see what it does, see how fun it is. We're going to comment out that, and then comment out that. And then we should be able to switch between monad tall, matrix, monad tall, BSP, monad tall, matrix, monad tall, BSP, monad. So we have 2 more layouts we can test out and see what they're like on it. So you see, most of it's just commenting and uncommenting things out. They have a lot of options in here that are commented out, but you can change it if you want. And you can change your layout themes there. Floating, all that good stuff. Widgets for the bar. This is where you change your font size. Right there, it's using Font Awesome. And it changes it only in the widget font. So if you wanted a bigger font size, you put 25 there. Not bigger than you want, but it should be dramatic enough you'll notice the difference. You'll see what grows and what doesn't on it. Okay, that's probably enough stuff we can do for one shot. So we will save this and exit out. Now let me log in, log back in, log back out. Well, excuse me, I've got a crud in my throat. And see the config pi, yeah. So yeah, we just saved that, and now we're ready to log out. So that now Arco Linux has this nifty logout function, which is control Super X. It's Super X gives you this. You got cancel or escape. You got log out, reboot, shut down, suspend, hibernate, or lock. And then you have key bindings on those, which you can do. So you can do it totally by the keyboard if you want, or you can click on it if you want. Whichever one you want. So L should log it out. There we are. Okay, now you see we have giant numbers up here for our workspaces instead of those simple stuff. Wanted to do that, you could do that. Yeah, so but it didn't affect Moon at all or any of this stuff over here because that we just did it. Here in the key binding agreement was just that function right there. Now, can't remember what the killing the clocky was. So ahead, it does have some things over here. Shortcut keys, it's main menu. It's so ropey though. Yeah. I gotta go to the bathroom and be right back. So hold on, everybody. Discuss amongst yourselves the things you've learned. I'll be right back. It wasn't done too long, was I? Looking in the back of my chair. Kind of a pokey chair there. Anyway, so we got that. Now, exit. Yeah, you got shift, control Q, stop application, stop Qtile. Yeah, all those things there. Looking to see if it had a. Remember, we changed this so we can check our file manager. See if it brings up Nemo, see if Nemo is actually installed this thing. So super E what we signed for it. And there it is, Nemo. Make sure it's Nemo. I think it looks like Nemo to me. About Nemo, yes, 5.4.3. Installed it fine, if that works, pretty good. Super Q to close that out. And so let's see, what else do? We browser, yeah, that's right. So it should bring up LibreWolf. We did everything correct. We hit Super B, and there's LibreWolf. Pretty please. The nice thing about dynamic time in window managers is that you can add and then it automatically cut it so you can sit there and bounce back and forth between the focus of the window follows the mouse mainly, so you see. So that's cool. And here you have backgrounds. Now we're going to check out backgrounds and we saw Nemo. We saw the nitrogen for that. So we need to show you Rofi. So it's Super D to bring up Rofi is what we set it at. And yeah, this is like your fancy menu. I think there's someone here where you can kill. D run. So yeah, you can bring up anything. You can bring kill. That's right, kill Clunky. Clunky's in, Clunky toggle. Oh yeah, there it is. Arco Linux Clunky toggle. And you just click on that. Bye bye Clunky. That's how easy it is to get rid of Clunky in here. So you can not install it and it won't show up, or you can kill it out if you don't want it. But it does have some helpful key bindings initially right there on the right side for you. Some important ones. So I mean, one Clunky for a while at least, so you get used to key binding, that kind of thing. They've made it pretty simple how you can use it. And I just showed you a while ago how where you can go to get key bindings if you want them, or you can change key bindings. So yeah. So anyway, that's Arco Linux, and let's see. I don't think HTOP is installed here. Nope. So this uses Pacman. This is Arch. So sudo. Oops. Except we have to sync it with sync our that's how you sync your repositories for more. Then we can do the sudo pacman yes. So install it, syncs with your pacman whenever when you so what we're gonna install. Oh, HTOP, that's right. Yes. And there it is, HTOP. That's pretty quick, wasn't it? Zoop. Yeah. So now you know HTOP and you can see what we got. Okay, it's using 364 megabytes of memory. Pretty slim pickings there. I think last time I did it a time or two before, I think it was using about almost 400 megabytes. So yeah, it's pretty good in that regard. Now the more things you load up on it, the more it's gonna increase that megabyte. So look at I'll look at the auto start file here in a minute that they have. But yeah. So now obviously it has Neofetch. It's all what you've seen several times. So you see D is it's really Window Manager. It says Window Manager is LG3D. That's what that is. Window Manager is basically Qtile, which is their desktop. Alacrity, yep. And there's resolution. It's got 945 packages installed. Pretty slim. Very most most have over 1,000 packages. And Arco Linux. There's a machine I'm on. Dell Optiplex 301001. And down here we got our disk, which is 6.9 gigs is used out of 230 gigs. And CPU usage is 0 at the moment, although I don't think it's 0 at the moment actually. Obviously couldn't pull information up about that. So Dell device. This has more stuff than I remember our Neofetch having. And so there's a memory on it. 406.46 gigabytes out of 7.67 gigabytes. 5% memory. So that's doing pretty good. And that's with all that stuff installed and things ran on it so far too. So now let's check out the auto start file, which is where you want to put things you want to start up automatically up on boot up or log in or whatever. So cd Qtile. There's auto start. Where's that? Oh, it's under scripts, that's right. So you need cd to scripts. And there's auto start, the first one. So we'll nano into that. Now this is not a it's a script file, not a Python file. So there you see right there is where it loads in the SD, the key bindings for SXHKD. I have a hard time saying that for some reason. And here's your, it takes Conky, pulls out an overview, system overview. If you want to change anything in your Conky, you go there to system overview and scripts, and you can change your Conky data there. Here's your Arco wallpapers. Hey, well, so we're going to change that here in a minute. Run DX. That opens up the Arco Linux Auto starts the welcome map desktop. And this loads, copies config ASCII pi to home config Qtile config pi. Interesting. If the keyboard layout equals BE. So yeah, so that's interesting. And yeah, so you got all those things down there. Now if you wanted to use our wallpaper manager, Nitrogen, which we installed. Right in here, I don't know why they have these two. You coming out these two. Okay, you run down here. Then come out nitrogen restore. That'll restore nitrogen, whatever wallpaper you set with nitrogen, automatically restore when you log back in. So we'll test that out here in a minute, but anyway. So yeah, you want to run Discord every time you boot up? Just uncomment out, run Discord. And if you wanted to add anything to it, like say you had a program you wanted to run every time, like Telegram or something like that, and it's the same format, just run, name of the program, any additional things that go with it, like restore does with nitrogen. Then you put an ampersand sign so it doesn't hang up on it, it goes on, moves on. So it'll run in the background. So anything you run in the background, of course, is going to use more memory, but that's what you pay for doing that, I guess. So anyway, let's start, save that file, exit out of it. Then we should be able to go to do good when we start log in next time. So Qtile, log in. Before we do that, I want to do I want to do trophy. I want to run nitrogen. Okay. Okay, so doesn't show anything since we probably don't have wallpapers in selected spots. We'll hunt for them a bit. Click on preferences. And directories. You need to add a directory. Okay, so we go to file system, user, share, and you're in the backgrounds. See what we got in there. Okay. I think this may go into subdirectories on this one. So we'll select that. Okay. Yep. There's our backgrounds we have to select from, the ones we installed pretty much. So you could do this one, or that one, or that one. There's all different backgrounds you can choose. There's a candy one. We'll try this out. So apply, and then we close out this. Pretty, yeah. Now the big thing is we'll stay that way when we log out and log back in. If the auto start runs as it should, we should be able to do that. So let's log out and log in. Yep, there it is. Pretty as you please. That's how you use nitrogen if you want to use that. It's Conky's back in operation there. So how do you permanently take out Conky? So toggling it off and on, that kind of thing. Well, you can go back to your auto start and disable the starting of Conky. Basically, it's easy enough just by putting putting big Qtile scripts in the right place. So nano, select that probably. Okay, so let's just do a search on Conky, see what first one it pulls up. I don't think it's spelled it right there. Nope, I did not. Okay. Conky. I'm not spelling it right. You learn how to spell Conky, I guess, or something like that. Okay, PyCom, okay. Okay, let's go start it somewhere in here. Unless it starts it on the maybe this starts it. Find out, won't we? Look and see the list, see if there's anything else. Might be talk monkey. I don't think there is though. So we'll save that. Next out. Now I think if you do Super Shift R, restart your system. Without logging out kind of thing. So that's just another option you have for that. Okay, so now let's find out if monkey goes away. Probably gonna have to probably have to log out for that. So we will log out. Okay, doesn't seem to be doing that. Okay, let's reboot then. One way or another, we gotta get her done, huh? Oh, Conky messed up things, what? There, Conky free. want to free yourself from clunky, that's how you do it. So I guess that's pretty much what I'm just going to show you on that. How you can get around, how you can find out what key bindings you're using. Those kind of things. You can have your conch up for a while, and that gives you some of the basic key bindings out of the box that it has. If you change any key bindings, however, it will be reflected in conch, unlike um, unlike what's the name of that AstroTurf or something like that. AstroTurf. Anyway, sort of like Awesome Window Manager. Awesome Window Manager, you hit I think it's Super G, and it brings up a whole menu. And you go and change there and you change some, then the key binding or something like that, then it will bring up the key binding changes on the fly. So it's dynamic key binding help menu basically. It works pretty good actually. So anyway, otherwise you have to remember it. And if you use Arco Linux, this version of Arco Linux Qtile, I'm not aware of any key binding. I think it Control G, nothing happens. Not Control D, but Super G. So I like Qtile. I used it before for a while. I can use it again pretty easy since I know what keybinds I like and how to make them and all that kind of stuff. I mean, Arch Linux makes it pretty easy how to do all that stuff. Let's see what I install a new microwave. Linux microwave, Steve. You saw the Linux microwaves, so yeah. Thanks for listening, though. So yeah, I guess I got all the big news out of the way, and everybody's happy with that, I hope, and look forward. I'm going to try to put out one video a week, approximately. Sometimes I may miss a week here and there, but uploaded videos I think will be more easier to digest for most people than this. But yeah, I was talking about some people say distros don't matter. No windows, no windows in your microwave. Oh boy. You don't want windows on your microwave, that's for sure. Don't tell them what they'll do to you then. But I think to a certain degree they do matter, in that distros can. I mean, especially for new people, newbies especially, because yeah, they come into this from environments like Windows or Apple, which are locked into certain window managers, certain desktop versions, that kind of thing. Yeah, you can change it to some degree, but nothing like you can in Linux. And you can change your wallpapers, that kind of thing, but nothing like you can in Linux. You can put your own pictures on there pretty easy. But you can, I think, to a degree of Windows too. But yeah, I mean, just not even wallpapers. I'm talking about just to design a desktop. You can't easily configure window manager like you can in Linux, in Windows or Apple. But so people come in with a set thing. Most people just want to install and use it out of the box, whatever comes with it. That's where desktops can matter, especially the experience of new users when they come to Windows and they come from Windows and they go to here. I mean, this Qtile probably isn't new user friendly, I don't think, because it's a total different way of using your computer than what you would normally do now. When I was on Awesome so often, originally did a stream from Awesome and stuff like that. So, and I really enjoyed it. Now, the only bad thing about it is because I had a product that loaded too much stuff onto the thing in the auto start menu. But yeah, it seemed like it uses a lot of initial memory, like it's getting up around 800 megabytes, that kind of thing, somewhere in that vicinity. But yeah, so if you get programs you like and those kind of things. It's kind of hard to find now. That's why a lot of people recommend distros like Linux Mint or Zorin or one of those distros, because that it makes it easy for people to activate and use it. So there you go. My thoughts on the matter. Now, sometimes even if you aren't a new user, you just want to log, you just want to install something that's going to work out of the box and not have to worry about what configuring everything. I mean, yeah, if I was going to use something, I configure key bindings, that kind of thing, but most people aren't going to worry about key bindings. They're just going to load it up, and if it has a menu, a workable menu, that kind of thing, it's going to be easy for them to use. You're not going to have much problems with it, I don't think. So, that's part of the issue. Now, sometimes I've done the same thing. I just wanted something to work, so I installed Linux Mint, Debian Edition, or XFCE, or Monte, or Cinnamon. Basically, I usually install Cinnamon because I like Cinnamon. I used to love Cinnamon. I like Nemo, which is why I installed Nemo on this. So, yeah, but if you have Nemo with the window manager like this, it's pretty cool, actually. And oh, we didn't switch the. Let's find out what the other worms were, or did we? They're not we're going to either, unless I'm not. There's Matrix. Yeah, I switched layouts by going there. Now let's see what happened to Matrix. That's interesting, isn't it? So it defaults to a half screen on any first window, and another half when you open up another window. Then starts going to quarters, 6, 8, that kind of thing. So that's what that does. That's Matrix, and then you got BSP, and see what that does. Oh, there you go. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, obviously, instead of going with yeah, it expands to full screen on your first window, then it starts dividing them up into 8s and 6, and it goes window by window and does it that way. Interesting. That's BSP, and then you get back to Monad Tall, I think. Floating. Okay, it's floating next, so yeah. So you just float, float. And I think you can. I don't know how you move the things. You probably have to know the keybind to move things. I don't know, I never studied that part of it, so yeah. So there's key bindings, move your windows around and that kind of thing, but I don't know how to do that part since I've never really messed with that part of it. Oh yeah, and then your matrix. Run tall, PSP, run tall, PSP. Ah, there's your layouts. So yeah, you're gonna go to matrix. The second one, first one's floating, second one's matrix, third one and tall. Of course, you could just see like one, two. Radio tile, okay, ratio tile. Don't know that one. Check that out. Okay, just kind of does another way of doing it. And max. Okay, so it opens up 3 full things. Then you're back to one and tall. Which is that? As you know. That's dynamic tiling window manager for you. Cool. And so you can operate totally floating if you want to. You probably want to learn some of the keys to move windows around though, since it will just pop things in the center of the screen apparently. So, yeah. Uh, hmm. I guess that's about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I intended to show that I forgot about. But I think that's it. Yeah, you can use this pretty easy. And I like workspaces actually, as you might be able to tell from my previous things. I'm operating a solid framework laptop and pretty cool actually. So I guess with that, I'll call it a day. Appreciate everybody for being here though, and for dropping in to see what the big news was. And hopefully it'll work out. So this will probably be the last live stream I do for the immediate future until January or some point beyond there. So yeah, I gotta work out all the details on it and that kind of thing. But yeah, I just saw it this morning. I was thinking, this live stream is set for today. Has not been very well attended. So last week with my bomb on the Qtile installed twice, and that's why I just threw the whole thing in private. I said, I don't nobody wants to watch me flail around and try to install twice and not get there. So I just put it in my private stuff. So we appreciate it. Appreciate anybody who hasn't subscribed to do so if you can. And also to like and click the buttons and all that kind of stuff. You know the buttons. All the buttons that you can click on there. And appreciate everybody's support and for being here. We'll check with you later. And until next time, may the Linux Force be with you. Bye.